So recently I've started using kind of like pseudonyms or other types of names when describing a lot of people from my past because there's just not really a vocabulary, at least not in English, to define like someone who was supposed to be a friend but was actually like an abuser. There's no real word for that. So I've been using a lot of pseudonyms like the mistake, the trickster, the cameo. And now my toxic trait is thinking that I have a memoir in me. Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Sikima Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar, and welcome to the reason why I hate Halloween. Oh my god, it's a sad story. It's a very sad, very tragic story about broken promises and shitty friendships. But we're here to try to get through it. It all starts over the summer. My best friend, we'll refer to him as the mistake. He starts dating this girl, we'll refer to her as the trickster. And in an attempt at making his life easier, I'm like, I'm gonna be her friend. I'm gonna be her best friend, so no one has any problems here. She and I start to bond over something I had never really been able to talk to anyone in the world about: depression, mental health, suicide. And it was all fine for a while, but it quickly became a trend for the two of them to pick on and harass me whenever all of us were hanging out together. One day I go up to her and I say, hey, I do not want to be around the two of you together because you are making me more suicidal than I was the last time I attempted. She says, of course, I'm so sorry, it won't happen again. Skip forward, it's Halloween. The trickster and I are having a sleepover. We made a deal. I, a perpetual scaredy cat, will watch a horror movie with her. In return, she'll go trick-or-treating with me. Why did I, a teenager, probably like 16 I think at this point, why did I want to go trick-or-treating? Halloween was one of the last holidays I celebrated when I was a kid, or truly like the last holiday I really celebrated ever, because like the parties and everything, I didn't do that. That was very mentally and emotionally overwhelming for me, so I didn't do the parties. But trick-or-treating, it was just a lot of smiles, a lot of kindness, a lot of love from a lot of different people, just celebrating something. And it also came baked in with lots of social breaks, which helped a lot. And this was just something I couldn't get most any other holiday, because most other holidays are super centered around family, and that meant I was required to be around my abusive household. But Halloween was a night I could guarantee I could go up to someone, get a smile, get a nice little compliment, and be wished well. And it was truly like a very healthy source of positive energy that I had in my life. The trickster knew about my problems at home, and about my mental health struggles, as I said before. The mistake didn't, but we will get there. We will get there. At the point of us, starting our evening together, I was pretty confident that it was actually going to be just me and the trickster. One, because I trusted her when she made that promise to me, as well as two, the mistake was out of town for a competition, so I felt like that was a pretty solid contingency right there. Lo and behold, guess who shows up like 5 houses in? Apparently the competition ended early and he sped over. I pull her aside, like, what the fuck? And she says, oh, I don't want to send him away. He came all this way, be rude. Something to that effect. I try to just enjoy the rest of my night. But as we continue, they will not stop complaining the whole time, saying that they didn't want to be there, saying that I'm a kid, that this whole thing was pathetic. I am no longer having fun at this point, so I say we can just call it. We get back to her place, and at this point, I am not in a good mood at all. The mistake tells me, everyone gets sad, get over it. The trickster, who knows about my mental health struggles, and knows that the two of them, when they are together, actively make me want to off myself, parrots, everyone gets sad, get over it. I get up, and I leave the room. She eventually convinces me to come out and watch a horror movie, even though she did not uphold her end of the contract. They sit together on one couch, I sit alone on another one, which honestly just sucked. Had he not shown up, I wouldn't have had to sit alone, no comfort, no one really caring about me through a horror movie I didn't even want to watch. It sucked. It was annoying. After the movie, they take a solid chunk of time to make fun of me for jumping throughout the movie, and that bothered me for two reasons. One, I just wasn't jumping. Like, I'm not afraid to acknowledge that I'm a punk ass bitch when it comes to movies. I have not seen Jurassic Park because I can't get past the opening scene with the raptors. I'm not afraid to say that. This movie we watched Oculus. It didn't have a lot of those jump scares and that type of stuff in it, and I'd seen like the CinemaSins of the movie because I'd never actually expected to watch it. So I'd seen the CinemaSins for this movie like 12 times at this point. The suspense wasn't really there. The second reason that it bothered me was they'd just been assholes the whole fucking night and I wasn't in the mood for it. The final activity of the night is a game of truth or truth because frankly, none of us were interested in actually having to stand up to do a dare. The entire game, if they weren't directly flirting with each other through their questions back and forth, he was asking me questions about her, she was asking me questions about him. And it just really hit home. I didn't belong there. I didn't belong to at this sleepover I had been invited to. I didn't belong in a room with the only two people in the world that I had. They were my only friends. They were the only people I would have considered family, and that's why it hurts so much for the things that they did to constantly keep happening despite talking to them about it. I, at this point, leave the room and I don't come back out until he leaves. Now that night always impacted how I viewed the trickster from that point forward because she knew exactly what I was going through. She knew exactly what she was doing to me. But I always gave the mistake the benefit of the doubt because he didn't know my mental health, though I know now that even if he didn't know that, what they did just was not okay. And that should have been a red flag for me, that we should not have continued being friends. But alas, and even with that grace that I did give the mistake about this whole thing, it always still bothered me even after some time. So a while later, after the two of them had ended up breaking up, maybe even after he'd found a new girlfriend, I don't remember. This aspect of the timeline's a little fuzzy. I eventually told him everything that I just told you. And his response was, and I quote, this is one of the quotes that's burned into my head from this man. "Wow, people do crazy things when they're in love." So from that point on, I had a very hard rule that I would never allow myself to be alone with just him and one of his girlfriends, not even just for like a ride home. I would not be her friend. I'd be nice, but I knew I would not survive another instance of the only two people in the world I could believe kind of cared about me actively just trying to kill me, really. And I just did not trust him to not do this again, not put me in this position again if his girlfriend found it entertaining. And he made it very clear that whatever bonding they got from doing this to me was far more important than how it harmed me. And that's about it. So yeah, here I am. Got a buttload of absolutely shit memories. Even more drama than I already had. And now I hate Halloween. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these types of like sit down, kind of dramatic, admittedly, videos, I have two other ones. I have one about trauma from my cheer team, as well as I have one about dropping out of college. And honestly, it did not get the views it deserves. So you should go back and watch that video. I'll put it in the fucking iCard, which I think is in this corner maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. If you want to see me do something nerdy or talking about book analysis, song analysis, pop culture, and societal analysis type of thing, think The Game Theorists, but cursing. Go check out my other channel, my main channel, No Ordinary Scholar. That will also be linked everywhere, iCards, whatever. If not, no, not. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. I'm sorry. And if you like books, I write those. This is the Queen of Thieves series, my current spy series that I'm working on. You should check that out. As of recording this, there are 3 books currently available for purchase, and book 4 is currently up for pre-order. You should definitely check that out. That is all I have at the moment for you right now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Valedictions, friends.